Welcome into the DNVR Broncos podcast on this fantastic Friday, joined by my guys, special guests, Andre, Simone, and Henry Chisholm, big time.
There we go.
Yes, we're big time too. We're big time too.
On this Three Ring Circus.
My phone might be getting a fake phone call.
You gotta go.
Wow.
Dre, are you here too,
Yeah.
or are you leaving?
For a second, I was going to leave. I was offended you didn't give us the big time, but you set it all up.
Yeah.
He did.
That was
Of course,
good stuff. That was good
so
stuff.
pumped for this podcast with you guys because it's going to
Incredible.
get wild. It's going to be
That's
wild.
right.
You
That's
guys
the
probably
plan.
going to be yelling at each other. That's how I set this
Oh,
up.
man.
And
That's you want,
I
yeah.
can't wait to dive in. But first, got to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor, MSU Denver Online. Over at
guys.
MSU Denver Online, you can get a dynamic education without forcing you to decide between earning a degree and living your life. So go check them out where you can get an affordable education over at MSU Denver Online. My boys, I am so pumped for this. How's it hanging, guys?
Incredible. Lots of people at this company preach about vibes. These two guys, they live it. Great vibes on this side. And you're back from Indy.
Yes.
There is officially, Zach knows more about the NFL draft now that he can't tell than anything you and I will know the rest of the way.
Wow. Did you get those?
Yeah.
Do you get those shrimps?
Oh, yeah. Got them both nights we were there.
Of course.
Yep.
Did you meet anybody cool there?
Oh, yes, we did. We had a 4 a.m. night, which was very
man.
successful, I'll say.
man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at
any
that.
any good Broncos scoops?
Yes, some good Broncos scoops.
Okay. Can you give us a hint? I'm really curious.
What I can say, do you guys want to know a big hint?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
that's my favorite
biggest,
kind.
Please.
Well, you guys know this one, but DNVR now in Chicago,
Whoa.
baby. Our
Wow.
third location. We just opened CHGO this morning.
We'll have to get their thoughts when the Broncos sign Trubisky.
Oh,
Hey.
no.
Oh, you think it's Andy Dalton that will be getting their thoughts on?
Who would you rather have?
Trubisky.
Andy Dalton. I forgot that was a real question. Andy Dalton. There's something I
Andy
feel.
Dalton?
Yeah, over Trubisky. Oh
Because
my
are you
God.
going for the first overall pick next year? Is that why you want Andy?
I mean,
'Cause last time he was a starter, he did a good job of that.
he's a former first overall pick of the second round.
Oh,
mind
that's
you.
true.
So
That's a good
put some
point.
respect on Andy Dalton's name. Yeah, you're right. That would kind of screw their draft position. No, I'm a Trubisky tank us into 2023
Wow.
Okay.
top pick.
So
Honestly-
that's good then, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing.
Yeah.
Yep. That's yeah. And I'm okay with those options now. I'm okay with the tank options.
I hate that, but it's true. You have to be, right?
I
Like,
hate
what are the other options? Go get Marcus Mariota so that you can go 8 and 9.
Well, you know what? You guys are just wanting to dive right into this conversation.
guess
So
so.
why
I
don't
guess
we get
so.
into our first game? I dialed this one up just for Dre. We're playing Deal or No Deal quarterback edition.
wow.
We did this with Dre last year.
Greatest show of all time.
And Dre it's his favorite show ever. So I said, we're having Dre
Great
back
game show.
on. Gotta
game
play
show.
this. And I said, I've got to put a little spice to this. I'm putting you two against each other.
I love that.
Head to head and Deal or No Deal. So what we're going to do, how this is going to work, I'm going to give one of you 3 scenarios, but you're not going to know all 3. You're going to get one. You got to accept it with the deal. If you say no deal, you
That's
get the
right.
next one. You
That's
can't
right.
go backward.
Okay.
And then you get one more. And
right.
then if you choose one of the first 2, we'll reveal the rest after you've chosen it. Then the next person will get 3 scenarios. And
Love this.
then so you'll each get 4 total scenarios in the end.
Okay.
And then Kale and I at the end are going to judge who has the better scenarios. And of course, since everything revolves around the quarterback position, this is all quarterbacks. Deal
Whoa,
or
wow.
no deal. And there may be some overlap, but you're not going to know exactly what's behind that next door. So I want to start this off by deciding who goes first. Hank, since we're playing Dre's game, think of either Peyton Manning. No, actually, Kale, think of either Peyton Manning or John Elway. Think of one of those guys. You got it? Who's he thinking? Dre or Hank? If you guess right, you get to choose if you go first or second.
He's thinking Elway.
Is he thinking Elway?
If that was just because you only could find that sound fast enough, I'm going to be frustrated.
That's a good point.
Oh, never mind. He had them both. I lost. It was fair and square.
So, Dre, do you want to go first or
great.
second? And to be honest, I have no idea if this is going to be fair. All four,
Love that.
every even option may be really good and all options are bad. So you get to choose.
I'm like most competitors and most game shows, I'll let him go first
Okay, yeah.
and have the disadvantage of having to go first. I can then observe and develop a game plan for
College
that.
football overtime style.
That's really smart.
I hate Henry's outfit. He looks so fancy right
I put on a shirt with. So the only
God.
time I see Dre at this point is like from my couch at 9 a.m. for draft podcasts.
Big pink hoodie.
Yeah.
Lots of pink hoodies.
Yeah,
being
you
worn
wear hoodies
on-
at that time.
Yeah. Oh, that's all I wear. Yeah.
Does he shame you when he sees you wearing that?
I love
No,
it.
he's wearing the
Yeah.
same thing. Look at him.
Yeah. And
I'm saying, right, yeah. I know. It's a show known for its guests, and today you have me and Hank, so.
and it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I absolutely
yeah.
love it.
Right, totally. He dressed for the occasion. I did not.
He's just trying to get in my head.
He is. He really
love it.
is.
I
He
love this.
really is.
Yeah.
And
It's
Hank,
working.
let's see how you do. Off the
God.
bat, let's start off with the first scenario. Aaron Rodgers for 3 1s, Judy and Justin Simmons.
Oh,
Is this a deal, or do you want to see what's behind door number 2? I should say, what is it? Suitcase number 2, Dre? Is that how the game works? Yep.
We're pulling the trigger here. We're just
It's a
taking
deal.
this.
Okay.
We take it. We're gonna go re-sign Kareem. We're gonna pick up Devontae to replace Judy, and we're definitely going to go get Tyrann Mathieu.
Dang.
Yeah.
And then, you probably won't be able to. Maybe J.C. Jackson. You pair him
I
up in
love
the
that, man.
secondary,
Yeah.
too.
Love J.C. Jackson.
What, really quick, what's New England doing?
The same thing they always do. It's just like Aqib Talib all over again.
Man, for this one, though, I feel like they're typically good at getting rid of a guy 1 year too early instead of 1 year too late. This feels like they're getting rid of him 7 years too early.
It's true.
Yeah.
And they do have. I mean, you're not paying a quarterback right now, so you'd think they'd have more money to throw around and keep at least one or two of these guys.
Can't you take advantage of the rookie contract your quarterback's under? I don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
It
I
is
have J.C.
bizarre.
Jackson guys here though, so what do we know?
Yep, I love J.C. Jackson as well.
Right.
Pairing him with Pat Surtain. Oh my goodness,
incredible.
So,
Lock it
what,
in.
you are still in the camp of give whatever for Aaron Rodgers.
I think so. And in the context of this game, where the next door might have been like, give a second for Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm just if Aaron Rodgers' name shows up, give me Aaron Rodgers. Because I mean, what's the worst that happens? You're an 11-win team next year. If things go horribly, he retires and you're out a couple first-round draft picks afterward, which would be really, really shitty. But that's the worst thing that could happen. Like, there's a real chance. I mean, he's won 13 games each of the last 3 years. Probably could go do the same thing. He's probably not going to retire after next year. Like, it's worth the gamble. It's better. It's a better gamble than any of the draft quarterbacks.
I mean, the worst case scenario is always that the guy has a career-ending injury and doesn't play a snap.
And with those old guys.
God, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Wow, you're really bringing us down today.
I like
my
to
guy.
work my way up from the extreme.
I see what he's
is your
doing. He's trying to bring your answer down, Hank. That's what he's doing there.
He
You gotta
is.
play.
Value.
He's throwing a little gamesmanship out
Okay.
there. You got to do this to him. Now let's see really quick the 2
You
doors
value it.
that Hank left unopened.
Wow.
Dodged a
Number
bullet
9,
there.
you certainly did.
Ooh,
And the
let's
next
go.
one was draft Sam
Oh,
Howell.
wow.
You feel comfortable with what you did?
When are we drafting Sam Howell?
In the first.
Ninth overall.
I mean, yes, I feel comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah,
that.
I think you came out good on that.
You can make the
came out
case.
good.
You can make the
gambled.
case like Sam Howell, like
Yeah.
32 trade back in. But I mean, you're giving up a lot. It's worth it. It's Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. I like where you're at. Let's see if Dre picking second can come up with
Wow,
something
that was
similar
a
here. Let's
wild
dive
batch.
in. Deal or no deal. Russell Wilson for 3 1s, 3 2s, Simmons and Cortland Sutton. Starting off with another big one here.
Big time on this offer.
You're pretty much giving up everything for a Hall of Fame quarterback.
You are right. And Russ
Hall
in
of Fame? He's Hall of
Denver.
Fame. He's probably Hall of Fame.
You think he's maybe not Hall of Fame?
I mean, there's still another 5-10 years
That's
to
true.
go.
It's true.
He's won a couple Super Bowls. Like, No
If his
MVP.
legacy stays in
MVPs, no.
Seattle, you make a much better case for
Yeah.
Hall of Fame, if you ask me.
I agree. I agree with that. Consistent top 5 quarterback.
Yep.
No deal.
Never top
No
three.
I can't-
deal.
I can't take it this early. And you know what?
the right
Sutton. It's too much. We just got in on Sutton. No, it's too much.
Okay.
Too much.
Okay. And I'll tell you,
Russ needs Sutton.
Russ would need Sutton.
to have his
deep
own DK
threat,
here
yes,
in Denver.
yes,
Yep.
yes.
Okay, let's see what's behind suitcase number 2. Jimmy G for 2 second-round picks.
Man, 2 seconds? That's so brutal.
It is.
That's so brutal.
Especially when he can't throw until training camp with that surgery.
Oh, man. I'd rather like an undrafted free agent. What's
So that's a no.
Man, what's
that's
Trevor
a nice way
Simeon
of saying
up to?
no.
Yeah,
I can get on
definitely.
that one. That
Right?
went right there for you.
Team Trev up in here. Who is the guy who went to UNC for that 1 year?
Northern Colorado. Oh,
Kyle
yes,
Sloter. Kyle
Sloter.
Sloter?
He's busy in the USFL.
Yeah, he's in the USFL.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, that's better than 2 2s for Jimmy G. If you ask me, is nothing for Kyle Sloter on your practice team.
So then you're
So-
stuck with door number 3. How nervous
I
are you?
am.
Suitcase number 3.
It's terrifying. You should never get to the last suitcase. And Deal or No Deal, only idiots do that, and it ends terribly. And that's my favorite part of Deal or No Deal is people blowing 6-figure offers to end up with $100 and then some like free dinner that Howie Mandel throws their way out of pity.
And then
That's
you have
such
to
a good
you have to
show.
pay for the tip with that $100.
Oh man,
too.
you're so
Yeah,
screwed.
Yep.
You're so because I am so much better off than that contestant who just refused $100,000 to come home with $200 with all his family haven't seen him on TV. Oh my God, it's so great.
That's such a good show.
People don't understand the importance of that Deal or No Deal spotlight. People are gonna see you make a terrible decision. It's
like that Wheel of Fortune
the rest
lady.
of your life.
Right.
The Wheel of Fortune with the
that
feather in your
was-
hat.
That
Oh,
was
man.
brutal.
Feather in your
That was
mouth.
the whole crew, right?
Yeah, they
It was-
were
it was
all
everyone.
lost. They were all
It
lost.
was everyone. And Jay, I
No one
honestly
was
feel
thinking
like
Cap.
you needed to give this information to yourself before this round because I
I
feel like
know.
you had the $100,000 on the table in the first suitcase.
You did.
God only knows who we're gonna draft here.
Let's find
but
out.
I'm
And
excited.
the dramatic music.
Yeah!
Yes, Malik
Yes.
Willis.
That's a fair
Yeah. Okay, so once in a while, Deal or No Deal will do this, and I'm not a fan of it. Where everyone has some teary backstory to make them sound like they're a nice person, like
Yeah.
Henry's a great son and he gives back to the University of Montana. That's the kind of BS story we built
through
for you.
tweets.
And they'd be like, and instead of the 100,000 you refused, we're going to offer you 50,000 and the ability to donate $100,000 to the University of Montana's football program. And you're like, oh my God, that's so much more meaningful to me. That's been my dream my whole life. It's what I would have used $100,000 for anyways.
Wow.
Thank you, Howie. Thank you, Howie. And it's like, Howie didn't make this decision. That is just literally a shadowy figure, not a dealer back there. Wake up, person. Just another stupid Deal or No Deal contestant.
love
I
that show.
instead made a great deal. Malik Willis at 9. Are you kidding me? Some saying the next Russell Wilson.
Oh,
Wow.
And what, 10 years younger?
Wow.
That's right. 10 years
Wow.
younger, cheaper, and you still have Sutton and Simmons.
And speaking of giving back, you get a guy that was out on the streets yesterday opening his suitcase up to give to someone in need.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right. Great man. Great man. There's no talk of like, oh, will his superstar girlfriend want to stay in Denver? No. Malik's humble as pie. He donates to the homeless. Come check us out. Colfax in York, man. It's a great time over here.
It is.
It's a great time. It's a great bar. You're going to love the vibes we have out here, man. And
Dre,
Henry's dressed like this. So if Malik shows
Sure am.
up, he'll gel up his hair. He'll look real fancy.
Not gel. Makes it too shiny.
Holy cow. Is that right?
That's
Yeah.
no Joe?
Whoa.
It's what?
It's a powder.
Oh.
Yeah, that way it just kinda, like, sits
powder.
and it stays
Is it
a
like
little bit.
LeBron? You just throw it up in the air and you walk under
That'd be
it?
so dope. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna start doing that, and then just kind of
like-
catch you up
Right,
after.
yeah,
Right?
find
Yes.
it.
Oh,
How's
tomorrow.
this not a TikTok we've
Oh,
done already?
man.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
2 rounds into an 8-round
Are you guys?
And this is
Oh.
one. This is one.
I thought we were stretching content.
No. This is one of our 3 games as well. So
Wow, this is incredible.
Look, when I
Oh,
find
good.
out that Henry is using a dry rub to stay gelled up and look this good, it's something we have to get into. But I'm
should let
sorry,
me-
Kale. We'll move it
You should let
forward,
me
I
fix your
promise.
hair, Dre.
I'm all for
One of these
that.
days.
I'm all for
That's a
that.
TikTok.
He's all for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
speaking of TikToks. All right, let's get in the second round. Hank, deal or no deal behind this first suitcase? Kenny Pickett at
Oh,
number 9.
man.
Small hands Pickett.
Do you know your hand size?
No, I don't know my hand size. Who do you think I am? Who do you think I am?
I have to say, so one of the days at the combine, Ryan and I measured our hands against each other. His were bigger than mine, but
Yeah,
not
his-
by much. I was thinking he probably had 7 hands, and I was at like 6.5.
Oh, man.
He had 8.5. He had Kenny Pickett hands. I can't throw in
Dang,
NFL.
see.
Like
I
I
know.
cannot
I can't
grab
either.
one. So like I think this is an
can't
issue.
either.
It is crazy, and it's so weird. And people want to say like, "Oh, it's just hand size, doesn't matter," but it's like, kind of does. Like what? In the last 5 years, there's been nobody drafted under like the 8.75 inch hands.
Really?
Yeah. Like this is, as I said on the draft pod, like if
Is it
football
that he's
doesn't work out, get into a
double-jointed
freak
and
show.
can't stretch the thumb out, or is it? But does the double joint not be able to stretch it out? Is that going to be a factor with throwing the ball? So it actually
Right.
is a factor.
And again, bigger ball in the NFL too. So like it can work in college and not work. This isn't coming down to hand size for me. I do just want to say that I'm gonna pass on
Yeah,
this
there's
one.
no way
I'm gonna
he's
pass
saying
on
Wow,
that.
no
Yeah,
deal.
It's
Yep.
definitely coming down
No
to hand
deal.
size for Hank there. All right, behind the second suitcase.
Beautiful.
No quarterback additions. You're starting Drew Lock.
Like Kendall hitting his backup. Like,
You get Brett Rippin. Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
They do have
yeah,
Reppin.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Are you doing what
Oh,
Jay just
God.
said not to do? You're going into the third suitcase.
The penny suitcase.
The third,
right here.
I just feel like this is gonna be stacked against me. I think Kale has 2 different cards. One is like if I say yes here, if I say yes, it's like
one
Aaron
of
Rodgers
those.
gets cut.
If I
You
wink
just-
at
you just get
Kale,
Aaron Rodgers.
it says to
Could see it.
screw you.
Could
All right,
see
so
it.
you're doing it.
I'll say
Third-
no. I'll say no.
Third suitcase.
Damn it.
wow.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Here we go. Sign
Yes!
Marcus
Oh,
Mariota.
big number,
2 years,
big number.
$30
can afford it.
million deal.
I like it. I
That
actually.
contract's big time.
He is my favorite of the
Oof.
free agents. I don't necessarily like him, but I do like the idea of Marcus Mariota and Drew Lock better than just Drew Lock. Like at least you have a competition, and then next year you have a backup when you draft a rookie next year. I actually kind of like how this one played out.
In
I didn't-
retrospect, knowing all your options, would you still go Mariota, or having known what the other 2 suitcases were, would you have gone Kenny Pickett?
I think I'd stand by Mariota. It's tough though. If you had asked me yesterday I was in kind of like a screw it mood where I was like, you know what, just go draft a quarterback. It's like, are these good
I love
quarterbacks?
that.
No, they're
I
bad
love
quarterbacks. Just get one. But at this point, like I've kind of come to my senses because I'm locked in the house for 3 days. But I'm definitely happy. I'm happy with
man.
Mariota.
Oh man.
Dre, you want to destroy that right now? Or?
Yeah, honestly, I am one of the biggest Mariota defenders in the world, so I can't even.
Wow.
I can't even.
I guess you take him away from the Raiders.
And honestly, 15 per year, not even that bad.
And what that contract would be is probably, $18 million guaranteed. So you're essentially stuck for them for 1 year.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't think the contract's terrible.
And truth be told, he'll only be healthy for like 10 of those games, so you might still be able to tank.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, depending
And
on what you think of Drew.
Maybe he's healthy the whole season and he
Sunny
still
side
wins
up.
6 games.
Yeah.
All right, Dre, behind the first suitcase for you.
Okay.
Draft Matt Corral.
Ooh.
No deal. I'm
No.
out.
He is out
Oh,
on Matt
that
Corral.
was quick. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll just open the next suitcase. End
Yeah.
of discussion. Draft Carson Strong.
Oh God, what's this next suitcase? What is the suitcase after this? Because Carson Strong is really like a good Mendoza line. It's like, you know what?
Right.
I'm not coming home with the 6 figures, which was my goal, but that 30 that bag of 30 grand.
Yep.
That's a good, down payment on a house, or, maybe that gives us 3 years of breathing room on the old mortgage, something like that.
But it's not the life-changing money
It's
that
not.
you were dreaming of when you were on the flight to LA.
It's not. And I noticed the simpletons on Deal or No Deal, they never think like me, where it's like I could turn that 30 grand into 5 million with 2 well-placed bets on a couple parlays,
What could you have done with 100 grand then?
I literally would own the world at this point. or have such deep regret I couldn't get out of bed. One or the other.
Wow.
And that might be true after I say no deal.
No
deal to
Shut
Carson
it down.
Strong.
It's the move.
And
I
now-
love you, Carson. That tape is great. That arm is great.
I don't think you love him.
I
QB6.
don't
Or
love
you
him.
just made a massive mistake.
That's
You're the guy that
possible.
just turned it down. They close the suitcase. You turn around to look at your wife, and she's going,
Yes, she is. That's
Wow.
how they
Just
look.
do.
Yes.
I want to see Kate while you're on
That's
Deal
the
or No
look.
Deal. That's what I
Oh my
want to
God.
see.
We've always said she has the more tear jerk story, so she'd be the one that goes in, and I'd be coaching from the
Yeah.
sidelines. As you know, though, when in the fire, when the juices get going, I am not the kind of calm person you want to see on Deal or No Deal as the loving husband coaching up the line.
Yep.
That wouldn't be my vibe. So we'd have to figure something out.
let's see how Kate reacts to this behind door suitcase 3. Draft Caleb Elvey. Are you going with the $130? Wow.
Wow.
That is devastating.
Wow.
That is why you don't.
Is this where you break out the sad story?
No, let's do it. We have
Wow.
where this is where I whisper in Kate's ear. We're gonna have to move, honey. And, change our names.
Like out of the
legally.
country, back to Italy.
Definitely out of the small community we live in, or wherever Deal or No Deal found us. Oh man, devastating.
Feel bad for you, Dre.
Yeah.
Is there one more or two more?
Two more.
Two more. Okay, so I'm not going for the clean sweep quite yet.
What a
And
game.
right.
What a
Not
game.
you could almost put him away though with the
I could.
strong round here.
Yeah,
I could.
That's true.
Especially since Dre likes Mariota. He already admitted that yours is better.
Right.
All right, let's jump in
Well,
to suitcase 1. Tank and draft CJ
Whoa,
Stroud.
what? This is an
next
option?
year.
If you can just lock up CJ Stroud, then you do that. Like, I don't care what the other options are. Like, just go get CJ Stroud.
Yep.
Yep. I just
I kind
won.
of feel like this is the
I just
$1
won.
million suitcase.
Yeah, I just got offered the $1 million suitcase.
Holy
Yep.
cow.
Because the question isn't like, is it worth it to try to get like, if Stroud is just locked in, you do it. The question is whether you could actually get up to pick 1 or 2 and get him.
You're tanking that bad. You are saying this is going to be you're trading Drew Lock. You are essentially starting Kendall Hinton.
In practice, like, this is a bad idea because you
Right.
can't be so sure.
Right.
In terms of the game, you absolutely do this. You say this
Yeah.
is gonna suck, but you get CJ Stroud and you're gonna be set.
So
for
is this the $1 million suitcase or
This
is
is
this
the $1
like
million
the
suitcase.
900,000?
I mean, what would be
We
better?
didn't even have that. 750.
Only thing better is like Mahomes
Exactly.
type of trade, and that's not going to
Right,
happen.
right.
Rodgers is
That could be
old,
behind
so
suitcase 2.
I already took it. That I might feel pretty dumb, which is crazy
That'd be
after getting
amazing.
CJ
So
Stroud.
let's
I know,
see.
that'd be
Let's see if you're
incredible.
going to regret this. Under suitcase 2, draft Malik Willis at
Okay.
number 9.
Okay.
Very happy.
Okay.
Very
and
happy right
suitcase
now.
3, tank and draft
Yep.
Bryce
Oh,
Young.
I like
man.
Stroud better than
That's
Young.
a fun conversation. That's
So you're a CJ Stroud guy?
Yeah, it's tight. Like, it's tight.
It's tight.
I think Stroud just has a little bit bigger arm.
Yep. Yeah.
A little more
Dre,
mobile, too.
You agree?
Definitely.
You agree?
I go back and forth. I've recently watched a little more Evan Neal tape and kind of had a Bryce Young phase, but
I can get behind
Stroud's
that.
way up there. The arm talent definitely superior. I think Bryce Young between the ears, feel is superior. I mean,
Yes.
you combine the two, you've really got a spectacular quarterback. That's going to be a fun race to follow next year.
And
Just like Sam Howell and Spencer Rattler was this year.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
man. Wow.
Highlight.
Spencer Rattler.
Yeah.
We could be talking about him right now.
We could. I mean, that's what we thought. We thought it'd be like,
Wild.
is it Rattler or Howell who's going to go number 1? How about Jerkovich? Can Jerkovich work his way up there?
Wow.
And now we're
what
stuck
a
with the
good
leftovers.
point, but like a horrifying realization of what it could be in a year.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. There are no
Wow.
guarantees.
Wow.
There are no
Maybe DJ Alphabet comes back and is solid.
That's that.
That's a stretch. But big arm, like whatever.
All right, Dre, you are in a
Jeez.
really bad hole, man. You got to hit a home run here.
Holy
First
shit.
suitcase. Let's open it.
Who did Henry end up with? Mariota? Aaron Rodgers and C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Okay, now here, trade a 2023 1 to move up to number 5 to draft Malik Willis.
Oh,
you already have
boy.
Malik Willis at 9, so now you're having to trade a first-round pick to get him.
Vibes at the combine is this is probably the most realistic
Yep.
scenario to get Malik.
Really?
100%. Yep. He's going to be gone by 9.
If you're passing on Justin Fields at 9, though, how could you justify taking Malik Willis at 9?
That's a great point.
And I guess it's just a bad quarterback class, but
So true, though.
this is your decision.
Zach's been saying this for a month. I have to see this play out.
Yeah,
I
I agree. Since you already have Malik, okay. Even though, I mean, the guy was literally handing stuff to people in need yesterday, and you're passing on. I mean, I get it.
That's
I guess that just shows your
true.
character. You don't
Yeah,
care
it
about
does.
quarterback's character, leadership.
He
Okay,
doesn't. I mean,
anyways,
look at the man.
We'll go to number 2. Sign Jameis Winston.
Oh, this one's tempting, isn't it, Dre?
Ouch.
Being a big
Yeah.
Mariota guy, I can't imagine you're a big Winston guy.
No, actually, I thought people were overlooking some important stuff with Jameis. I feel like I might have been proven right on that one. Man, I'm out.
Yeah, you are.
Wow.
I
This
can
is
tell
rough.
you're
This is
crushed
rough.
right now.
Yeah.
You're playing your game and you're getting
Oh.
beat at it.
Yeah, this
All
is a
right,
massive
Kale,
blow.
give me something good.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
Howie
need it.
Mandel. Give me something good.
All right.
I really like that.
Draft Desmond Ritter in the second.
That's one of the
That's a good
best
one.
values
That is.
we've gotten
wow.
all game. That's
Yep.
a good one. And I still feel like I could tank for a quarterback next year. This
Yep.
route, it still opens that option up because he's drafted in the second. So I'm still.
true.
I love that. That's a great value play. Again, it's one of the. It's a special deal or no deal. My tear jerk story. My mom's sick or something, and they're giving her care. Like, it's a tear jerk. It's great
You did
stuff.
just save your mother with that.
So
Right.
did you
right.
go just from opening $100 suitcase and then a $200 suitcase, and now you got 20,000? So you're like,
Right,
okay,
right.
much better than where it was.
Exactly.
Not feeling
Exactly.
great, but much better where it was.
Yeah, totally.
All right, let's
Totally.
see if Henry, you can close the door right now.
Let's
Oh,
get this
man.
sweeping.
You
here.
can win the whole
Oh,
thing
this
right
is
now.
rough.
Kayla, let's open suitcase 1. Kirk Cousins for 2 2s, and then you sign him to a $40 million per year deal.
Man.
Nope. That's a big
No
pass.
Deal.
How many
big
years?
That's a big pass.
On the money, on the player, on the picks.
I mean, if I'm all right with the idea of trading for Kirk Cousins if everything else falls through, but you either have to get him for like a 5th or 6th and pay him for this last year, or take the cap hit, or or get the cheaper deal and give up
Right.
like a 2nd or 3rd.
Right.
But I'm really not interested in multiple years anyway, so there's a couple things in there.
There he is.
That I agree. That's the thing about Kirk Cousins is there's too many bad things
Yep.
that add up, even though he will put up great stats.
There is those quarterbacks who do that,
Yep.
where it's just like somehow they always wind up with really good numbers, and then
Yep.
you're like, well, but the team was disappointing.
Unless you want to convince yourself that he's the next Matthew Stafford, because Stafford, the exact same thing, put up great numbers, not really a Pro Bowl quarterback, one Pro Bowl in his career, and then he goes to a not a trash organization and wins a Super Bowl his first year.
There's a lot more to work with in Minnesota, though. Not
It's
like
true.
enough where you're saying like, how could you possibly miss the playoffs?
Right.
But there is more
Right.
there.
They felt like what the Broncos are on defense, where it's like, man, they're so stacked. How are they not winning more? It was crazy.
Yep.
Watching Vikings games, it's like, oh my god, that's their running back, that's their wide receiver. How are these guys not
The
winning?
tight
more?
end,
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Like that offense is incredible, and that defense has studs.
Yep.
it's true.
And that's what Kirk gets you. All right, suitcase 2, since you passed up on Captain Kirk, is Jimmy G for 1 second-round pick.
That's too much.
Okay.
That's too much. If it were cheaper than that, then I would pull the trigger. Just because, I mean, Jimmy G, Drew Lock, that's a solid combo. They
Yep.
compete, they figure it out. You deal with the problem next year. You might have done enough to get to the playoffs, maybe not, but at least you're trying something, I guess. But second round pick, there's a better option.
Yeah, Jimmy's got to be super cheap. Like you were talking about,
Exactly.
it's got to be one or the other. He's
Yeah.
got to be so cheap to take him on. All right, you're gambling here. You could win it all, or you could
Come
leave the door
on.
open
Come
for
on.
Andre.
Yeah. Jesus
Teddy
Christ.
Bridgewater.
No,
Teddy
no,
is
no.
back, and maybe this is
Let's
realistic.
go.
As we know from earlier this week, George Payton, fan of Teddy, and the coaching staff, fan of Teddy.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
I'm
great.
disappointed with the result. I can't be disappointed with the process, though. I think I made good decisions throughout. Wound up with a horrible result, though, and I think Dre might avoid the sweep.
With the home run here, Dre, you may keep yourself in it. Let's see if you can do this. And this is what Deal or Deal is all about, coming down to the final
Really is.
suitcases.
It's so true.
Let's open this first one. Kyler Murray for 3 1s, 3 2s, Javonte Williams, and Pat Surtain.
Oh, my gosh.
You don't know what's behind the next door. It could be Kyler Murray for 2 3s.
Could be Teddy.
It could be Teddy. It could be Aaron Rodgers.
What's
for a
Kyler's
fifth.
What's Kyler's contract situation like? How long?
He's going into his 4th year.
Okay.
Then you'd have the 5th-year option. Then you could franchise tag him twice if you wanted, but he's pissed. He wants to be paid. So pretty much you're trading him to pay him $40 million.
And you think
I'll
you
tell
could
you what,
keep him if
the
you want him.
PHNX guys who we were down with at the Combine, they got to watch all of these rookie quarterbacks do their drills in person last night, and they said, okay, sign Kyler, $40 million. Give him whatever he wants. Sign him. We don't want one of these rookies.
These rookies suck. They suck. Just straight up, they suck.
The only highlight people are getting excited about is Malik Willis overthrowing a dude by 5 yards.
Yeah.
Dude, that was my thing too. I was like, wait, this must not be the clip. So then I opened it in another browser. Yeah,
It's crazy. But then at the same, and then whenever they run the corner routes, whenever he's going toward the sideline, it's like he doesn't put that ball in the right spot.
Right.
Like he's leading him 3 yards out of bounds. He's leaving it short, whatever. Right. So yes, there is something to work with, but it's like late first something to
My
work
first
with.
thought was that wide receiver probably ran a 4.1, considering how fast all those guys were.
Right.
That's actually too far.
It's wild that if he would have
Yes.
thrown that ball 10 yards shorter, but it was a completion, that wouldn't have been getting as much hype as throwing it 5 yards over his head. I mean, at least last year, remember when Zach Wilson and was it Trevor Lawrence or whoever else had those crazy throws? At least they were completing them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I gotta stick to my values. I'm a draft guy, and you are asking me to sacrifice last year's great class, next year's class, which this upcoming class I could totally pass on. Then the one after that, which I'm skeptical. And Kyler, how much do we have to pay Kyler? Is he, the margins with Kyler, I love him, but the margins are smaller because as soon as he gets nicked up and he's not one of the best athletes on the field, that lack of size is going to come into play and it's going to limit him. So I'll go no deal on this.
I think that was a bad decision.
I fear I may come to regret it. How the game's been played, but you can't go by game patterns. You got to stick one suitcase at a time.
Was this the $500,000 suitcase?
I think it was.
On the first try that he just said no to?
Yeah.
It's at least something to
could
try,
be.
right? 3 years of picks for 3 years of Kyler Murray. I take it.
Okay. This is a big gamble. Let's see what's behind suitcase 2. And it is Kyler Murray for 3 1s, 3 2s, Chubb, and Judy. So the
I like
price
that
coming
more.
down a little bit.
I like that more.
So instead of sacrificing a great class last year, now what you're doing is you're having to give players away that used to be big time and now have lost value. You're
Small time.
You're moving in the right direction here, Dre.
Yeah, it's true.
Plus, it opens up some cap space. Like you want to go get Anthony Barr or something or Hassan Reddick.
Yep. And you're actually getting something back for these guys. I think Jerry still has some value out there. Chubb's value right now, not high at all.
Not full Chubb anymore, no doubt.
Do you think this keeps you in it with Hank doing this deal, or do you need to risk it?
You said you were taking patterns, but there might be a pattern here.
I think this is a $600,000 suitcase.
I think
Yeah,
that's
it
fair.
kind of is.
You were talking about how you run away with a $100,000 suitcase.
Might be the $750,000. The thing that is killing me. The thing that is killing me is we have yet to have a real banker on the last suitcase.
Oh,
you think you're due.
So you're following trends right now.
Yeah, I am.
Just to
and-
remind you, the last banger on that last suitcase that you had 2 times ago was Caleb Ellaby.
I don't know.
Give him Caleb Ellaby again after all this.
So true.
Let us know in the comment section. What should he do?
You know what? Deal. I'm pressing the button. I'm not closing the case.
Whoa, deal.
That's a good deal.
I fear I'll come to regret it. Though. Tell me,
Okay.
I have to see this last suitcase.
Okay, and let's see what the last one is here. This is all the drama in the
man, this
world,
is
Henry.
sad.
Oh. No.
Wow.
Kyler Drew Lock is the starting quarterback. You did it.
Wow. What a great decision.
That's great.
Wow, you played your cards right.
Yep.
That's a good deal for Chubb. Judy, it's going to hurt a little more.
Yeah, but with a man, is he a superstar quarterback? I don't think he's there yet. But for that next tier,
Yep.
he shouldn't need to you shouldn't have to give him everything that he could possibly want, right? I mean, he should
Right.
be able to succeed with Noah Fant, Tim Patrick, Cortland Sutton, Javonte Williams, right? I mean, anyone should be able to
Go
succeed
sign Amari
with those.
Cooper if you need to.
Ooh.
Like, you have the money, especially if Kyler's your quarterback.
Yeah.
Easily the best option of the group I was handed.
Yep.
And
Man.
a better trade than what Henry ended up doing for Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
True.
You have to give up Simmons in that trade.
True. That's a tough. I think
You'd rather
would you-
probably Aaron Rodgers, but
That's
you
a
have
tough
so many
question.
more years of Kyler.
Exactly. It's the time for, like, what you expect to be a top 10 quarterback
Right.
versus
Right.
a top 3 quarterback for an unknown amount of time.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very interesting.
Potentially number 1 again, too.
Right, and I mean, Kyler's won as many home playoff games the last 2 years as Aaron Rodgers has. So.
True.
All right, we got to put this
13.
to a vote. And you know what? I want to open it up to not just Kale and I, but to the fan vote as well. So here's what we have. Here's Dre's board. He's got Aaron Rodgers, and he's trading away 3 first-round picks, Judy and Simmons. He's also got Marcus Mariota on a 2-year, $30 million contract. He's tanking and getting C.J. Stroud. And then he's signing Teddy Bridgewater. That's Henry's draft board. Andre, on the
rough
other
for
hand,
you, bro.
he's drafting Malik Willis.
Yes.
He's drafting Caleb Ellaby.
God, that's so bad.
He's drafting Desmond Ridder in the second, and he's getting Kyler Murray for 3 ones, Bradley Chubb, and Jerry Judy. And I want people to be able to think about that for a second. So I got to tell you about our friends over at Strava Craft Coffee because, man, Hank is rolling right now. He's on that coffee grind.
yeah.
I started my morning with some Strava Craft coffee. And, of course, if you want to,
slacking.
use that code DNVR25 at checkout to get 25% off Strava Craft Coffee. It'll have you buzzing just like all of us are this morning.
That's right.
And it'll keep you going through the day. And, of course, Strava is CBD-infused coffee, which helps with aches, pains, migraines, headaches, anything that's going on. It will help relieve. So check them out over at Strava Craft Coffee. Use that code DNVR25 to get 25% off your first purchase. Why don't you come down to the bar?
Because the bar is incredible, and there's so many things you can do, especially if you're a member. So become a member. It's a great deal. You get all sorts of things like a big beer for the size of a regular beer, and all that.
Or
But
the
also you can
price,
drink Breckenridge beers. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. But Breckenridge beers are really good. The seltzers,
tap.
the Strawberry Sky is on tap. The Vanilla
company
Porter
in the
Junior
fridge.
is on
Yes,
tap. So much good
yes.
stuff. We love Breckenridge. They give money to the National Parks Conservation Association. We like that. I mean,
This guy.
The parks.
that.
Big
Yeah.
national
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
He's taking that box, or he's taking that suitcase and Deal or No Deal if it includes giving back to the national
Oh
parks.
yeah.
Yep.
If it was like one of these first in the Aaron Rodgers trade goes to the national parks, I'm all in.
yeah.
They wind up with like Jordan Davis out there like hauling trees or whatever. I don't know. But yeah,
Get behind that.
Breckenridge Brewery, so much good stuff. They support us. They make all this possible. So you should support them too.
And shout out to our guys from the American Raptors at Infinity Park. I'm actually really excited for them. We do some amazing coverage on them. Colton Strickler, check out the pod. It's really been a great way to communicate with the community and other rugby players trying to get in. It's really a cool organization, a cool club they're starting up there with some amazing athletes, and the way they are growing the game in the U.S. has really been awesome to observe. Check them out. They have so many cool events. And what I'm excited about is this non-COVID year and being able to be out there at Infinity Park. That's a really good time, man. And
Yes.
I mean, you know, I don't have to
Speaking
tell
of
you
brews, you can get those out there.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the big triple option expert on staff. We're
True.
massive rugby guys. We love some rugby. Italian rugby really disappointing me and
believe that.
sucking it up. American Raptors rugby making me beyond proud. Check them out. Check out all our great stuff with them.
All right, let's check out the winner of this.
Oh boy.
I need to get your take, Kale. Who do you think won?
Only one ended up with Kyler.
know is my guy.
Oh,
Whoa, we have an upset here?
So I'm going with Dre.
Oh,
my God.
goodness. Oh,
Caleb
my goodness,
Ellaby.
the upset right here. Kale is able to overlook Caleb Ellaby on this. Dre, you got 1 point.
I mean, in fairness, we don't know how much you're paying Teddy.
that is
It's
true.
going to be
true.
a hot commodity
It's-
in free agency.
yeah,
that's
that Teddy
very
one is
true.
bad.
Yeah.
That's very true.
There's no- yeah.
However, you got Aaron Rodgers, Hank. You got a guy that gives you the best
did.
chance to win a Super Bowl of all of these guys, at least the most guaranteed chance. And you also got C.J. Stroud. You got the future.
Yep.
Even though you passed up on him passed Bryce Young up on him for him, I'll still give you that. So I'm giving you my point.
Dang.
So now we got to go
let's
to the
go.
fans. Kale,
The
what are we
fan
seeing?
vote.
Okay, so
What do you think the consensus is?
Henry's board. Stroud over everything.
Yeah, which...
So Henry with the dub.
Henry with the
Damn.
dub. Dre, you represented well,
If it weren't for Ellaby, like, because
Right.
Malik at 9, that's solid. Like Ritter
Yep.
in the second round, very
Yep.
solid. Kyler for an
Murray.
absurd amount of stuff, like that's still solid.
And
But
Ellaby,
is
I
tanks it.
turned down Malik at 9 and drafting Strong.
though. You probably should have gone with Strong, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Probably
Even
double
Debo
Malik.
over. I know, double
would've been
Malik,
good.
right? Does that hurt
Oh,
your
but you were
stock?
trading up for Malik.
yeah,
Oh, shit,
Yeah,
I was.
But man, with how hot Malik is right now, everyone loving him.
Hot stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot
He
stock.
can overthrow guys running 3.9 flats, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's impressive.
All right, guys. That is enough quarterback talk for a second.
What?
Let's do some mock drafts.
Oh,
What we're gonna do here,
Wow.
mocking the mocks, and I want to
Oh my
see.
God, that
Yeah, what a
graphic.
fantastic graphic, Kale, that we got here. You guys got to tune in on YouTube to check out all the visuals here. When you're
That's
there, hit us
incredible.
with a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. Subscribe, turn on alerts so you know
subscribe.
anytime we're going crazy
Do it,
on
do
this
it.
YouTube channel. We really appreciate it. But mocking the mocks, I just keep seeing people saying that a quarterback is going to fall to the Broncos. You know, the top quarterback's going to be
That's
there.
right.
And
That's right.
I want to see if that's the case, if
That
that's
guy's
where
been
we're
on it
thinking,
for a while.
if that's
Yeah.
what we're thinking
Yeah.
right now. But I also just want to see how you guys see the draft board falling. So don't have the Broncos, a great player, fall into the Broncos if you
Okay.
don't think it's happening. And this is not a competition here.
No.
But what we're gonna do,
Aw.
we're gonna do
Teamwork.
this 3 times. So we're all
Wow.
going to pick first
Okay.
at different times, so we can go through this kind of quick.
Love it,
And
love it,
I'll
love it.
start with our guests. And Henry got to go first last time, so we're gonna let Dre go first this time. Dre, you get the 1st, 4th, 7th pick. Henry, you're 2, 5, 8, and then I'm 3, 6, 9, and then we'll just rotate from there the next one. So with the
Beautiful.
1st overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select.
Evan Neal, left tackle, Alabama.
Yeah, that's a good. And when did he really shoot up? Because a month ago, he was the 3rd favorite over at DraftKings
Right.
Sportsbook to go
Right.
number 1, and now he's like minus 125 or something.
I don't think there was a real reason for it, right? Like it was just kind of like, honestly, a lot of it's Kayvon Thibodeau fatigue. I think we've seen a lot of that
Yeah,
throughout the season. I
and-
think Neal's just solid and
and
just
it-
kind of hovered around up there.
It does seem like as the Jags hired a new
Yeah.
coach, the focus has really shifted from, excuse me, protect Trevor Lawrence, do
Yep.
everything to not waste away Trevor Lawrence, incredible talent. And they do have the other Josh Allen coming off the edge, who's like a bona fide star himself. So,
Yeah, I
That's
think
a
a lot
smart
of it
play.
is just
That's
fit.
what they should, right?
yeah.
How about Evan Neal looked skinny yesterday?
Yeah.
I did not expect him to look like that.
No.
Like
Nope.
when you see how he's built and how wide he is in those pads, it honestly kind of changes my perspective of him a little bit.
In
So
a
I'm
good
worried
way?
about the
You love
mobility
him,
getting to
right.
the side, and it's like I still don't know
Some
that he
massive
can
human
drop
being.
and slide and do all
Yep.
that stuff, but he looks like he should be able to.
He's
He
great.
does.
Yeah.
He really does. Yep. So I love that pick. Dre, Lions 2. You taking the top defensive guy? Taking a quarterback? You can't be taking a quarterback.
I think it's
But you're picking for the Lions. This isn't you. This isn't you. That's what
Who's
you think
your-
the Lions.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
It's tough between Kayvon Thibodeau and Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
I
It's
would
a
go
stay
Kayvon
local
Thibodeau,
pick.
but exactly
Yeah.
like Michigan guy going
Ah,
to the Lions.
totally.
I feel like you've got to lean Hutchinson here, so I'm going
Totally.
there.
Man, the Texans. I feel like they could go any direction.
Absolutely.
absolutely any direction here. And for some reason, I'm just not getting quarterback vibes from them. So they're going to go with who they have as their number one player on the board. They're going to go Kyle Hamilton. Go the safety route.
Pair him up with Justin
this
Reed.
pick. Yep. Because offensive line,
Okay.
they don't really have a quarterback to protect, so they don't really need that. So they go best player available. Probably a dumb pick at the end, but the Texans don't seem smart right now.
Hell yeah. Stupid team, no doubt. Give me Kayvon Thibodeau to the
Yep.
Jets.
That's a steal.
Jets. Also, the way he's talking, grilled a little more. He seems to have a presence to him. He could be big time, as some would say, out in that market.
I know.
And if you want to abbreviate it as KT, I think we'd allow that as well.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
To me, I think at this point he's the best prospect in this class. Like I think that if it weren't for the Jaguars needing a tackle, he'd be number one. It's close with him and Hutchinson, and Kyle Hamilton is right up there too. But that's a steal. I feel like at 4.
So you like him saying that he's most excited to talk to the Broncos.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
outstanding.
there's no way he actually falls to 9.
So
Right.
great.
Like that couldn't happen. But if it happens, I mean, then there's an easy decision. You take him and you run with it because that man's a monster. I like him better in like a 4-man front, and the stand up edge is kind of weird. But that's a minor thing.
You play in sub so much, right?
Exactly.
The Giants. Who are they taking, Hank, with the 5th overall pick?
Come on, the G-Man.
I think we're gonna go. How weird do we get? Let's go Garrett Wilson here.
Oh.
They're gonna.
Wow.
Yeah. I think after he runs so fast yesterday, I think that
Yep.
gets him up. I think these Ohio State receivers,
Olave
after they
too,
ran
right?
yesterday, I know that was the decision.
Crazy.
Yep.
That was the decision. But I think Garrett Wilson came into the week with a little more hype, so I'm leaning that way. Olave's a good one too. I'm gonna go Garrett Wilson right here.
And
The
these two,
Ohio
it
State
really
listeners will
could
love
be Olave or Wilson, right? Like they are
Absolutely.
that close to each other.
And before, like I didn't even. I mean, it was Drake London probably first.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think at this point,
Traylon Burks was up there.
Yeah.
Williams.
Jameson Williams. Is that what
Yeah.
you're thinking? Yeah, he's
Yep,
up there.
but he has the ACL.
Yeah,
Right,
you
right,
can't worry
exactly.
too much about that.
No.
But yeah, I do think that after all this, they came into the season at the very top. I think that after the combine, they're right back up there.
Well, because of how the first 5 picks have fell, the Carolina Panthers
Come
are
on.
thrilled. They don't even
Come
have to think
on.
about this pick. It's Malik Willis.
Oh.
At number 6 right here.
Absolutely.
And this is probably the last. If he's not successful, everyone's blown out in Carolina.
Yes.
So with the 7th pick, the Giants on the clock again. You've already got a wide receiver. You want to pair him with Olave too? Ooh, just bring Ohio
That'd be
State.
sick. It's really a front 7 or O-line help, but they've invested a decent amount in the O-line.
That's why I didn't take a tackle.
Yeah.
But Nate Solder isn't a spring chicken anymore.
He
Will
might be a free
Hernandez
agent now,
might
too.
be garbage, and Ikem Ekwonu can fill both those needs. Though they will have to put 5 starters on the O-line. So technically speaking, he can only fill 1. But Ikem Ekwonu, probably too low now. All my homies have sprinkled him to be the first overall pick at plus 700. So
Yes.
That's a good one, though. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah,
And he's getting buzz for that. So I like that. That's a great pick right there.
thank you. Andrew
IKEM.
Thomas would be their left tackle, but then
IKEM.
Oh wait, that's Ikem
It's,
Ekwonu. EKWONU.
yeah.
There you go.
But it's
With an
EK.
E instead of the
Yeah,
I.
yeah. And then it's
Ekwonu,
I dot.
yeah.
I dot.
Yeah,
Exactly.
There we go.
Exactly.
There we go. All right. Who
love
is
it.
going just before the Broncos at 8 to the Falcons?
This
you want
is
to
a
go another
tough
tight
one.
end?
Amazing.
That'd be wild. That'd be great for the Broncos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trey McBride, huh?
Oof.
8th overall.
Bold. Let's go Derek Stingley here. To help out that secondary a little bit.
good
I think
one.
between him and Ahmad Gardner, I'd go Ahmad Gardner. I think that for this pick, just the upside of Stingley when that's a defense that really needs
Interesting.
studs. I'm gonna go Stingley there.
Okay. That
Makes you
leaves the
think of-
Broncos. I could go Sauce. right now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I could go a lot of different routes. I could go Nakobe Dean.
Devin Lloyd.
And I got to say, my phone's buzzing off the hook, though.
Right.
I mean, this is a trade back for sure. But
Love it.
I'm not going to do it. I'm going to draft here, and I'm going to go Jeremiah Johnson.
Okay.
For the Broncos. The
Okay.
Broncos go edge. Look, guys, I don't love this pick personally.
No, I
but what did we
hate
hear
it.
from George Payton earlier this week? He said, we need a right tackle. We need edge
Yep.
rusher. He said, when it comes to the draft is very strong at tackle, and it's very strong at edge.
True.
And so that's why, you guys took a lot of the good tackles already off the board. There's still some good depth there. But the Broncos see Jeremiah Johnson as a borderline top 10 guy, so they snag him here. But I do think they trade back in this scenario.
Yeah, that's solid. He's a little old. Like, I think he's like 23 at this point, which is a little bit scary. But outside of that, like, a very good pick. It fills a need. You look at like Charles Cross at tackle, Devin Lloyd we brought up.
Would have liked Ojogbo more.
Yeah,
You're right. Charles
Devin
Cross
Lloyd.
probably would have been a good pick. Really good pick.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's start this over.
This is why we do it.
So Dre,
Ooh,
you went
okay.
1. Henry, you're 1 now. Dre, you're 3.
Let's
and
do
I'm
it.
2.
Oh, love the threes here.
I mean, we're still going tackle here, but we're going to change things up. We're not going Evan Neal. I think, we did our tackle preview on the draft podcast last week, and I had Charles Cross as my favorite tackle in this draft. But we're gonna go Ikem Ekwonu. He gets a little bit more hype. I'm tempted to go with Cross, and Neal is probably the safest pick here. But Ekwonu's a good one.
And so Dre, this
Ekwonu with an E. Yeah.
Dre, you just cashed.
No, I is right, but E. Sorry.
You cashed, didn't you? Plus 700.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's
There we
great.
go.
That's
Henry's doing
great.
this just to get Dre paid.
Yeah.
Lions, Malik Willis. This card is turned in so quick. First quarterback off the board, and it is Malik Willis.
That's great.
I just don't get how Justin Fields could drop as far as he dropped, and now Malik Willis. And again, it's just because of need.
Right.
It's just because of need,
Yep.
and it's like you're gonna take a chance on one or not. But
Exactly.
Give me KT, Kayvon Thibodeau in Houston. It's Jadeveon Clowney all over again.
In a
Hopefully he
good way?
stays more healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like, compared to the rest of Texans football, yeah, that kind of is in a good way.
Right.
He's
Compared
such
to
a
what
beast.
you
True.
expect from a top 3 pick, not really.
Yep.
he's such a freak.
Tough, though. Yeah, he is a freak.
I'm so he's testing today, I think.
Yep.
Is he?
Yeah, and he's doing all the drills too.
Yep.
He's gonna put up some wild numbers.
You can't just do more KT content every time he's drafted.
I just
That'd
really
be
like.
really
He's so freaking good. He's a monster.
Who are you
He's
going
sick.
with the Jets pick at 4?
I mean, I'm honestly kind of tempted. They got Becton
Yep.
at tackle.
Yep.
I almost think
That's
you
right.
just go
And Elijah
sorry,
Vera Tucker.
Evan Neal when he falls to this point,
Yep.
and just pair the two of them.
Man,
That'd be good.
what a pick.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
would
with
be
the
really
values
good.
there, you got to
What a
do it.
pick.
You just hope that he's not
just your
saying
right
that he can't
tackle.
play and the coaches are throwing him out there on a gimp leg against the
Right,
Broncos.
exactly.
Because he can play right tackle too. Becton can play right tackle too.
Of course.
Yep. Oh, man. With the 5th pick, the Giants are going corner. They're going Sauce. They're putting some sauce in their defense with
Love
Sauce Garner, cornerback. Pick 6, Panthers. Quarterback needy team. Need a lot, actually.
They do.
I could see Matt Rule going receiver.
What was the Pickett buzz in Indy?
Hand size. Hand size, and
all
good,
anyone's talking
good
about,
meetings
huh?
though. Good meetings,
Well,
and
duh.
I do think hand size matters more to the Broncos. It hurts Kenny Pickett more to the Broncos.
Right,
perspective.
Carolina though in the NFC South, we don't care about hand size.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Matt Rule's a college guy. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Like a Smurf is the greatest quarterback in division history, and Drew Brees. Why do we care about size at all? Kenny Pickett. If I know Matt Rule, and I don't personally speaking, Kenny Pickett and Matt Rule were meant for each other. Wouldn't be surprised if Matt Rule was fired after this year and just became the coach at Pitt. They were like, Coach, we're not even looking for a coach. He was like, dude, Pitt's in my blood. I'm here.
Wow.
They're like, Coach, you're not even from Pittsburgh. He's like, do you see me? I was meant to coach Pitt. So give me Kenny Pickett. to the Pitt Panthers.
Boom,
That's
there
what
we
they
go.
should be
In a
called.
weak quarterback class, 2 in the top 6.
Exactly.
Dre, Giants on the clock.
I don't know how
He means
this.
you, but,
yeah, this is the second time I've been Dre.
I know.
But
Oh, no.
I guess in this world, like Aiden
He's
Hutchinson
directing
has
from
some
the
horrible,
scenes.
debilitating
Yes,
injury
yes.
that has caused him to
That's
drop this
really
far.
true.
No
maybe
doubt.
maybe he runs like a 6 flat in the 40 today.
I could
don't
see
know.
it.
Maybe he calls all of the coaches like Dre in the meetings, and they're like, "What is this guy? He's so stupid."
Maybe he says like, "I'm only playing in New York. Like, you draft me if you want. I'm demanding a trade in New York. Whatever it is, regardless of whether he's like lost both of his legs, he's still the pick here at 7.
Love that.
And the Giants could not be any happier.
And the Falcons right now, they're pretty happy because they haven't lost Calvin Ridley, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. But they lost Julio Jones. And they need something on offense. So they're going to go Olave here with that 8th pick to get some more juice on their offense.
It's a
Love
good pick.
that. If I was the Broncos,
Broncos are on the board.
I would draft. I would be very torn between Cross and David Ojogbo, and would probably side with Devin Lloyd. That's if I was the Broncos.
But you're not.
The Broncos themselves, they're drafting Matt Corral, and we're burning this beat down if that happens. But they're drafting Matt Corral.
Love it. All right. And you guys are obviously huge Matt Corral fans, right? Love him. Love him.
Solid. Dre hates him.
Small time.
Yeah, Dre hates him. Hank hates all of these
He's,
quarterbacks, so this is bad.
Where did?
Adam, thank you for the super chat. We really appreciate you, Adam.
Yeah, Adam. Thank you, Adam.
Appreciate you. Mostly for
That
Zach,
means
but we
hopefully
get
he's
it.
enjoying this. Hopefully he's enjoying this. All right, one more draft.
Let's do it.
All right, with the first
do it.
overall pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars select.
He knows.
They are going Thibodeau
I love it. I love it.
off the
Love
board
that.
right away. You guys
I
sold
could
me on
totally see the con especially really gravitating to KT. Mm-hmm. I could really see that.
Get another big time pass rusher in there. With the second pick, the Lions are going.
I love the 2 picks you gave him. I don't think you can go wrong with Malik Willis or Hutch. I think you've convinced me, Zach, that Malik is more realistic. Let's go Malik.
Wow, another quarterback going in the top 2.
Sets up
bold.
nicely here.
Yeah.
For
Bold.
the Texans, Henry.
Yeah.
Neil Hutch, arguably deciding between the 2
quarterback?
best. Right.
They're still daydreaming about JJ Watt.
They seem
They
to
want
love
their
Davis
Big Ten,
Mills.
big old
Yeah.
we're going Aiden Hutchinson here.
Hutch time.
Yep, really good
Man,
there.
it sucks Neil dropping to the Jets because it does feel like the team in the top 5 that would use him the least, but it makes a ton of sense.
And that's what's happening here.
Yeah,
You get Neil going to the Jets.
Roll Tide.
Yes, absolutely. You can't say that enough there, Dre. And the Giants, first of their 2 picks. Who are they going with?
Olave.
Getting
I like
some
that
speed.
pick.
Curious to see if
Like
you go
that
Garrett
pick.
Wilson, or the Giants go Garrett Wilson with the next pick.
Very interesting.
Dre.
Garrett Wilson.
Oh my God, I did it again. I'm looking straight at you. Oh man,
That part of your brain has
It
just
is
told
off.
you this face is Dre right
That's
now.
me, Dre.
Yeah, that's him.
We're gonna let's go Devin Lloyd here. We haven't had him go in any of these yet, but I mean that's a
yeah,
monster. I was
I
kind
like
of
that.
I had him kind of circled for the Broncos at 9 if he was still there, but with the Panthers, Matt Rule again, like he solves whatever your problem is. You want to play linebacker,
Dude.
you want him to play edge, you wind up with
Totally.
somebody else in sub packages you want back there. Like you can just move him wherever you want. He's gonna be really good.
And with this pick, the Giants are going Stingley.
Ooh.
Taking
Okay,
Stingley
that's a good
here.
one.
They
Yep.
feel good. Now they got Olave and Stingley
I
going
could
up against each
see
other in
that.
practice.
Yep. Wow.
Now Dre.
Man, the Falcons really stink. That's least fun team to pick for.
Yeah.
But you know what? You guys kind of went mainstream here on us. I am going to go. This is the mock I'm going to like the most, by the way.
Oh.
Man,
Oh,
Ekwonu would be so good.
We can't
But
have Aquano fall to 10.
I'm going to Jogbo.
We need Kale to type it.
oh,
Yeah.
right.
OJ ABO, I think.
Yep.
Mm.
Wow.
I mean,
Taking the second quarterback on the board?
At times, Ojogbo, more dominant pass rusher last season than Aiden Hutchinson. I think we're making a major mistake not putting him, dropping him so much in a lot of these mocks. I'm kind of surprised to see that.
No.
So you'd like that for the Broncos pick then?
I think it'd be tremendous value. For
So
the
Broncos
Yes.
one pick away from that, and because they can't land him, Hank, who is
There's
it?
a couple names here. I mean, you're thinking about Sauce Gardner. Pairing him with Pat Surtain is fun.
Yeah.
I mean, getting Ikem Ekwonu, he's still out there. Yep.
Dude,
and
yeah.
and
Impressive.
Charles Cross as well
As
right
your
there.
right tackle.
Man,
Be solid.
on.
Charles Cross at left. Get
Charles
Bowles on the
Cross.
right where he fits better. But
Come on.
I gotta go Kyle Hamilton. The idea of pairing Kyle Hamilton with Justin Simmons,
Wow.
and I don't know how. I think you need to have 3 safeties, and if you wind up bringing back Kareem Jackson, then you're kind of pushing Caden Stearns out a little bit, which I don't really like. So you could get into some interesting stuff back there. The point is, if Kyle Hamilton's there, you pair him with Justin Simmons. That's the makings of a really good secondary for a long time.
Sounds to me like what our 3 mocks told us is that as long as just one quarterback goes in that top 9, you've got a pretty damn good prospect dropping to you. It might be a crush of ours in Lloyd or Charles Cross, a guy like Ojogbo, or a straight up stud like KT Hamilton, Ekwonu, straight up just dropping into your lap.
And
Yeah.
it shows you how many different routes the Broncos can truly go. With that pick. I mean, they could go safety, they could go corner, they could go inside linebacker, they could go pass rusher, they could go offensive tackle, and you could feel good about all of those spots. Now, when you get dicey and where you're going to get some people saying great pick and some people saying terrible pick is if they go quarterback at that 9 spot.
Again, like I don't mind quarterback at 9. I've come around on it a bit. Malik Willis is there, sure, but again, it's just like if you're fine with these guys, why didn't you just take one last year? Like because Pat Surtain changed that plan. That's just a bad idea. You could have gotten somebody significantly better as a prospect last season, and decided not to. And I get now you have your coach, and so you want to give Nathaniel Hackett his chance, but it just doesn't make much sense. And I feel like they showed yesterday what their thought process is.
And you, I mean, that's a fantastic point, Hank. And you never get the real answer to that, but you do wonder if they would sit back and say, yeah, we messed up. We messed up
Exactly,
last
yeah.
year, especially with the way Mac played. And Justin Fields, I'm not out on him, but it's hard to point at what he did last year and say, man, the Broncos missed out on a stud.
sure.
After this year, you could look back and say the Broncos missed out on a stud in Justin Fields too. And it's a great point. I think both of those guys are probably higher rated than anyone in this draft.
Well, and you look at it, and it's like you'd be willing to take Malik Willis over Justin Fields at the same pick. You'd be willing to take Kenny Pickett over Mac Jones. Like I feel like Kenny Pickett is kind of just Mac Jones light, and
small
Malik
hands.
Willis is maybe not quite like Justin Fields. Fields has like he's a little bigger guy, but has a lot more experience in Power 5 conference and does some of those things.
Way more polish on tape.
Totally.
itself, yeah.
Yep. All right,
But
I
similar.
want to do one more draft with you guys, but first I got to tell the people
amazing-
I
about
know.
the Kings of Draft. Our Draft Kings
Let's
Sports
go.
Book. They are the best. And in our mock draft, one of those, Dre won, 7 times his
right.
money
That's
because he
right.
got the first pick right. You can bet on the first pick over at DraftKings Sportsbook. You can bet on so many things. I love looking at all the draft stuff
Combine
you can
props.
already do. Yes,
Combine
Combine props.
props.
Get in
Hit
on
the account
those.
for us
Those are
yesterday, yeah.
still going on. You guys are killing those. And of course, this weekend you got big UFC 272. And if you bet on the
Big
main
time.
event, bet just $1 on the main event, they'll give you $100 no matter what happens. Anything could
Absurd.
happen. You start your account off with $100 in free bets. No better way to get in on that. And then use that on some combine props. Use that on some draft props. These guys will have you hooked up all the way to the draft and, of course, after the draft as well. So head to the App Store now, download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now, and use promo code DNVR when you sign up to get this $100 to $1 offer. That's all you have to do. Bet $1 on the UFC 272 main event and get $100 in free bets no matter what happens. DraftKings Sportsbook is the official sports betting partner of the UFC. Must be 21 or older, Colorado only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Can you guys tell me where to go to get my teeth cleaned?
Yes.
Yeah.
Green Mountain Dental.
Boom. In
Yep.
Lakewood.
It's such an
Hardcore
easy
sports
answer.
fans. They're great people.
They love sports fans.
They're
And like,
great.
I haven't been to the dentist in forever. That's why these look like this.
I was gonna say
Maybe.
they look good.
Oh, I can't really tell. The monitor's a bit dark. I was hoping they'd look pretty shitty if I'm being honest. But even if they do look good, they'd look incredible if I went to Green Mountain Dental
Yeah,
Group.
they would.
I'm just
They
not
would.
responsible enough. And if you like,
Well,
it's just such an important.
Pandemic got a lot of people
did,
not
yeah.
going. You
It did.
canceling a lot of dentist
Yep.
appointments and not getting back on the saddle. At least Green Mountain Dental, they'll give you that comfort, that family atmosphere. We've been with them for years,
Yep.
eons.
Decades.
It's where I take little Lucia. Happy 4th birthday, sweetheart.
Happy birthday.
Will you
and
bring
they're
me next time you bring
right
Lucia?
there in Lakewood. It'd be outstanding. We really should do a
We should.
family gathering.
We
family
should.
road trip.
yeah.
Actually, Hank and I, we often come up with 2-man trips with my daughter. It's
We
just
do.
it's a natural fit.
They haven't come to fruition.
They haven't. We got to go to the zoo one day.
We do.
Museum of Nature and Science, but most importantly,
Not in the same
Green
day.
Mountain Dental, where we can trust, feel at home, and get these damn teeth cleaned.
Yeah. Me, you, Lucia. Dentist date.
There we go. The
Love it.
dentist
Love
date.
it. Love it.
Nothing will make her more terrified than the dentist with you two.
I'm gonna be more scared than she is.
There. It's
All right,
so
guys, I
true.
said one more draft, and this is the draft that counts. This is the
Wow.
draft that matters. The
Oh.
great rookie draft. We have
Wow.
2 quarterbacks on this draft, but guys, don't limit yourself to quarterbacks. What we're doing here is we are going to do a snake draft, 4 rounds, drafting the best rookies in this coming draft, and you don't have to worry about position. Just get the
Wow.
best players on your board.
Ooh, this is
And,
gonna be fun.
We always start with our guests. And Hank, because Dre started last time, you get to start
Oh, good.
this. You get the first pick, the 4th pick.
Stand by your word.
And let's see who goes number 1 overall.
I see.
in
Like I
the
could.
great rookie draft.
I'm tempted to just pander to the people and say it's Aiden Hutchinson. It's Kayvon Thibodeau. Those traits that he has. And it's like, yeah, he had a bit of a down year, but in postseason games, late season games, he's put up Von Miller like performances. But 2.5 sacks ending the championship game against Utah. Like that man is just a monster.
Yeah.
And I think that people hear, oh, it could be like Jadeveon Clowney. It's like, well, he didn't really pan out. It's like, but he just as easily could have panned out. And imagine what that would be. Imagine Jadeveon Clowney if he was also giving you 11, 12, 13 whatever sacks per game.
Yep.
Kayvon Thibodeau, number 1. I'm happy about it.
Yep, that's a good pick.
That's a good one. Just piggybacking off of that, he dominates Elijah Vera Tucker
Yep.
last year, drafted 14th overall. Jets trade up to pick him 14th overall. You know who he was drafted in front of?
Who?
Mac Jones. So at least from that standpoint, there is a prospect here in this class that dominated a prospect drafted before at least one of those 5 quarterbacks. So give me Evan Neal. He's going to lock down the right side, the left side. It's going to be fine. He can fit any scheme. There's some technical stuff we'll want to clean up.
A little top heavy.
I'm not concerned about the frame. He is one of the weirder tackle prospects I've ever seen, though, because he just doesn't anchor. Everything he's done, he's leaning on you and pushing his weight forward. As soon as he has to like drop the hip and sink a little, knocked on his knees, but like it never happens. And I venture to say if we pay him tens of millions of dollars, we can teach him to drop his hip and hold his ground for, I don't know, 0.8 of a second. I think he can figure that out. So give me Evan Neal. I am convinced we can develop him the right way.
And you guys left me with a guy that could easily go number 1
Yeah.
overall.
Yep.
One of the hottest names in this draft class. Give me Aiden Hutchinson here. And I love it. I waited till the 3rd pick, and I got
a good
probably
one.
who I would take number 1 overall. Thanks, guys, for that. And I just get the 2nd pick right here,
Snake
too.
draft.
Man, where do I
know.
go? I don't feel like I can go Hamilton because he fell to the Broncos at 9.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Man,
But part of that's because he's a safety.
it is. It is. He's a safety.
You're going Hamilton here,
Shut
aren't
up.
you?
You're going Hamilton, aren't you?
We'll see where things fall.
Oh, man. I don't think people know Iquanu that well. I don't think I can go with him.
Okay.
I don't think I can.
That's
Just
fair.
kidding. I'm going Iquanu here. And
This is catering to the people. Okay, I gotta remember that.
oh no, you didn't. No, you didn't. No.
Iquanu.
EKW. Oh,
Oh, almost.
you were so
That was.
close. All right, Dre, with this next pick.
Shouts to producer Kale for organizing this amazing,
Yeah.
like literally one of the greatest shows I've ever been on.
Oh,
You
this
should
is
do this every
incredible.
day.
We really should. Helping out with CHGO, doing all this stuff, running on very
Yep,
little
he is
sleep.
killing it.
If all he is missing is how to spell Iquanu, holy cow,
We
brother.
can teach him.
Well, you've aced this day. You know what? I'm a free thinker, and I don't care if I should go Hamilton for the polls here. Give me Devin Lloyd, Mount West time zone, stand up.
Let's go.
Because this guy should have been a Heisman finalist. What a stud he was, and he'd fit a Broncos need. He wouldn't just fit one need, he would fit both needs, because I am convinced outside of Hutchinson and KT, he's not just the best off-ball linebacker in this class for his sideline-to-sideline and athleticism dropping into coverage. He is the third best pass rusher on the outside. His tackles for a loss numbers will support that thesis as well.
So where do you play him if he goes to the Broncos?
You would play him as an off-ball linebacker, but him and this is the thing we were kind of saying about Baron Browning last year as well.
Yep.
And you know, the comps you would make are all to players that kind of suck and we hate and didn't really plan out. Like Hassan Reddick, maybe the best of those, where it's like, oh, you can play both roles. He also reminds me a lot of Darius Leonard, but
Okay. Okay.
You
well,
know-
then you're talking about this guy that can be an off-ball linebacker and a pass rusher. How different is he than Micah Parsons? Because if you want to be an exciting name, that's who you would point to.
Micah
Exactly.
Parsons is the exciting name. I don't think
The length and no, he has the length, the
he has the le-
bendiness.
it's not maybe not as explosive a pass rusher, but I think a much more polished linebacker. And I think bendier and more like strength at the point of attack and not as raw.
Okay.
Like,
honestly, you're convincing me it could be better.
Parsons kind of freelances a lot. Lloyd is
Right,
more
right.
assignment sound. I
Okay.
think.
Well, I love that. Great pick. And did Kale nail your pick for you already?
I feel like if he's sitting there, you got to take
You
him.
going ham?
This is a tough one though with the second pick.
Yeah.
Who could fall?
Asking
See,
for
and I just
suggestions here?
wish one of you had taken Derek
so.
Stingley or Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
And then I can feel much more
Corner
confident.
time.
I'll go Sauce. I think
Instead of Hamilton? Oh,
no,
oh,
with
back to
Hamilton.
back.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. And so
Oh,
again,
man.
Stingley may be more upside. Stingley just has more speed, and that turns out to be more valuable. He doesn't run at the combine, but he'll run at his pro day. Either that, or he's going to come up with like a hamstring that morning, or just like, oh, I'm not going to run. Same thing with Malik Willis, where it's like people think you're really fast, just don't run. Say you're going to do it the
Right.
pro day,
Yep,
and then just
yep.
have like a little bit of like a hamstring thing, so you'll do everything else or whatever. But
Man, you are getting quite the defensive guys here.
Yeah.
KT, Hamilton, and Sauce.
It is that kind of draft.
It is
Yep.
that kind of draft.
See,
Tackles and defense.
Is he
Yep.
making veiled threats over here? Am I supposed to take a wide receiver because Zach's over here trying to apply the pressure
Yeah,
and
I
talk
hope
about the great defenders? I kind of hate it, but I'll go Stingley.
Oh,
Yeah.
you hate
I'll go
it.
Stingley.
Wow, you're really not building yourself a case to win this here, Dre. But I
No,
appreciate that.
The upside is tremendous. There could be an argument he could have been my first pick or your first pick, Zach. So getting him here is really nice value. I just I don't love guys that turn it off.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with
Sit
that.
it out if you're just gonna turn it off.
And he's coming off a big time injury too. So that that plays into it. Sure.
LSU was a mess, in fairness, though,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
what he showed as a pure freshman is like no-brainer top 5 tape in arguably the greatest college football team of all time. So
Yep.
it's not bad.
All right, I'm gonna go with the guy. I don't know if we've talked about it yet. I'm gonna go Nakobe Dean here.
Okay.
get
It's a
myself
good one. I
good
considered
linebacker.
that too.
Very
Yep.
good linebacker. And then this one, guys, I'm so happy that he fell to me here. Especially, I knew I was going to be able to roll the dice with you guys, but this one is for the people. It's for fun. I'm going Malik Willis to end off my draft board.
I actually think for the poll that might really help.
Yeah. I think we're all going to get trashed a little bit for letting him fall. Let's go, Kale.
Wow, huh? That's a bold statement right
is.
there.
Got Hutch and Willis. He's gonna kill in the polls.
Yeah, in the polls.
Thank you.
The thing is, though,
Thank
like in
you.
terms of talent, like where does Malik Willis rank? And it's like fringe top 30. But he's a quarterback, so you bump him up there.
Right.
Probably not even top 30.
Right. Yep.
But you do have, it's a quarterback.
Right.
Jogbo Cross would be no-brainers for me at this pick.
Not even top 30.
Right.
I'm gonna go Olave. Give me Olave though. We're
good
gonna
pick.
spruce up.
Good pick
our
there. Hey,
guys.
you said, was I going to pressure you into taking a wide receiver? And there you go.
finally did
There's
it.
your wide receiver.
Yeah, I finally did it.
Hank, how are you ending us off here?
Oh, I was hoping that one of these two guys would
Corral,
would get
come on.
taken.
Matt Corral.
I was thinking Charles Cross. Give me Drake London though.
Oh.
He's just a freak. And 88 catches in 8 games as a 6'5" wide receiver,
Yeah.
like a basketball player. Like I've seen people on Reddit just be like, oh, well, look at his average yards per catch and stuff. And it's like, dude, he's a slot receiver at 6'5", and he can go do that stuff too.
Yeah.
He's a monster. And if we're like looking back on this draft a year from now, I definitely want Drake London on my board.
I love that. And man, a name we mentioned, but I don't know if we ever picked Charles Cross.
He was the other one.
I feel like he
Great
could
value.
really be the Broncos
I
pick
know.
at 9,
Yep.
Yeah.
especially with looking for a tackle. But man, this was great. We're going to throw this on Twitter, so anyone tuning in, make sure to jump on Twitter in the next 48 hours. Find us DNVR_Broncos to vote in this poll. You guys know who to vote for. Vote for. Get a vote.
This isn't fair.
Don't
Right here, baby.
don't let Zach big time us. Don't let it happen.
Don't do it.
We deserve it, folks. We deserve it.
How can I be big time when I'm joined by the
Wow.
big time guests here?
This-
1 year from
guy.
today, another vote on that poll.
Yes, we'll
Yes.
do it. We'll do it.
Yes.
We'll have to be. I mean, we're gonna have you guys on again this year too, and
thank you.
maybe
Wow,
we'll do another
that's
draft.
incredible.
You guys can redeem yourself after I beat you here. But I have really enjoyed
Okay.
this, guys. This has been a blast. We've talked about so many people. Henry,
amazing.
congratulations on beating Dre. Dre, congratulations on showing up. Sorry that you had to
Yeah.
lose at your own game. It's gonna be okay though. It's gonna be okay.
Sad.
And we've had an absolute blast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hit us with a thumbs up on your way out. We'll be back Monday to talk more Denver Broncos football. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone.